you, you are also saying it to yourself. Because finally, as I pointed out, you do not know where your decisions come from. They pop up like hiccups. And when you make a decision, people have a great deal of anxiety about making decisions. There's this guy who, farmer, who ordered a help man to come in, and found he was an extraordinarily efficient worker, because the first day he put him on sawing logs. And he sawed more logs than anybody had ever sawed. It was fantastic. But it was all done in one day. So the next day, put him on to mending fences. And there were all kinds of broken fences around the farm, and in one day he had the whole thing done. So he thought, what am I going to do with this guy? So he took him down into a basement and said, look, here are all the potatoes that are coming from this harvest. And I want you to sort them into 3 groups. Those that we sell, those that we use for seeding, and those that we throw away. So he left him at that. At the end of the day, the laborer came back and said, well, that's enough, mister. I quit. Oh, he said, you can't quit. I've never had such an excellent work. I'll raise your salary. I'll do anything to keep you around me. Ah, I said, no. All right, mending fences and chopping wood. But this potato business is decision after decision after decision after decision. So when we decide, we're always worrying, did I think this over long enough? Did I take enough data into consideration? And if you think it through, you find you never could take enough data into consideration. The data for a decision in any given situation is infinite. So what you do is, you go through the motions of thinking out what you will do about this. And then when the time comes to act, you make a snap judgment. And I mean, I'm speaking a little extremely, making some fun of it, and so on, because after all, we do occasionally get the vague outlines of things and make a right decision on rational grounds. But we fortunately forget the variables that could have interfered with this coming out right. It's amazing how often it works. But warriors are people who think of all the variables beyond their control and what might happen.
When there's a strong connection between a therapist and a client,
and it works out all right. I think very little of it has much to do with your conscious intent and control. But somehow or other, you are able to decide and control things more harmoniously if you delegate authority. Why, very great businessmen are those who can delegate authority. Trust others to work for them. Because those are people developing businesses on the same basic structure that is fundamental to a living organism. Delegation of authority. It loves and nourishes all things, but does not lord it over them. And you see, and then what is happening is this. The more you let go of it and trust it, as if it were quite other than you. The more you realize the inseparable identity of self and other. To go back, if you try to find the identity of self and other by subjecting other to self, no go. If, on the other hand, you find it through giving self, that is control, over to other, and trusting that, you may make a mistake. You may make a bad gamble. But in the long run, you're acting on a principle which has the backing of evolution. This is the way biological evolution goes on. Constant delegation of authority. That's why, obviously, the democracy is superior to your monarchy. Mr. Tocqueville said that democracy is always right, but for the wrong reasons. Because there is operating in a democracy the principle that Buckminster Fuller calls synergy. And synergy is the intelligence of a highly complex system, the nature of which is always unknown to the individual member. Because that goes back again to this point, that we're always entering a new environment. We don't ever know fully what the new environment is, because the only environments we know are the past ones. There's always then operating in the development of cellular life on any level, a new way of organization, higher than any existing form, and we're not aware of it until after it's happened. If you ever saw, for example, the film Kon-Tiki, this man figured out a few things as to how to make a balsa wood raft to sail from South America to the Pacific Islands. But once he had set this in motion, he discovered that all sorts of unexpected factors cooperated with him. That when the wood got wet, it expanded, so that the ties bit into it and held it completely secure. He'd never expected that. And he found that as he sailed along, a flying fish would simply alight flat on the deck every morning for breakfast. That all kinds of natural factors, he touched the key where he was flowing with the course of nature, and everything cooperated with him. Because he had touched the key. He'd made the act of faith. And he was just picking up, in other words, the practice which had been hundreds and hundreds of years ago, had been followed by others who had worked it out by their great ecological awareness. So we do come out of this way of thinking to something which has, I would say, the most enormously creative and revolutionary social consequences. That it has become not virtuous, not self-sacrificing, and not anything like that. It has become the hardest practical politics to let go control to others, to give up trying to dominate the scene. Also, in a parallel way, it has become at this time in our history very much hard practical politics. To learn how to enjoy ourselves. You can go to the Protestant people with their Protestant ethic who are against this kind of thing, and now say to them with great glee, it is your solemn duty to learn how to enjoy yourself. Why? Because in an age of leisure, people have really got to know how to enjoy themselves. Because if they don't, they'll smash the whole future of the human race. So utopia has become not some sort of a dream, but an urgent necessity. We can't do without it. Because if we try to do without it, what's going to happen is that we are going to terminate our race in a mutual massacre of scapegoats. And so the present paranoia in the United States that is going on, where everybody is thinking up a new scapegoat and how great it will be to demolish them or get them out of power. All this kind of bickering and right and left politics has become irrelevant. Because we now have the opportunity of trusting our own intelligence, our own technology.
Yeah, shit on them, spread them ass cheeks, put them in the shit now.
To take the risk.
Another low IQ, dumb room, stupid people talking about nothing, wasting time. Shame on you, stupid, dumb IQ, low IQ, dumb people wasting time talking about nothing every day of the week. Every day of the week, every hour of the week, wasting your fucking lives talking about nothing, being stupid, never reading a book, dumb, low IQ motherfuckers talking about nothing, wasting time.
Doing what we want, which will work to the extent that we realize that what I want, basically, what I really want is what you want. And I don't know what you want.
Cheated.
Surprise me. But that's the kinship between I and thou. So when I ask, I go right down to the question, should we start it with, what do I want? The answer is, I don't know. When Bodhidharma was asked, who are you? Which is another form of the same question. He said, I don't know. Planting flowers to which the butterflies come. Bodhidharma says, I know not. I don't know what I want. But when you don't know what you want, you reach the state of desirelessness. When you really don't know. You see, there's a beginning stage of not knowing, and there's an ending stage of not knowing. In the beginning stage, you don't know what you want because you haven't thought about it, or you've only thought superficially. Then when somebody forces you to think about it and go through and say, yeah, I think I like this, I think I like that, I think I like the other, there's a middle stage. Then you get beyond that. Say, is that what I really want? In the end, you say, no, I don't think that's it. I might be satisfied with it for a while, and I wouldn't turn my nose up at it. But it's not really what I want. Why don't you really know what you want? Two reasons that you don't really know what you want. Number one, you have it. Number two, you don't know yourself, because you never can. You know, the Godhead is never an object of its own knowledge. Just as a knife doesn't cut itself, fire doesn't burn itself, light doesn't illumine itself. It's always an endless mystery to itself. I don't know. And this I don't know, uttered in the infinite interior of the spirit. This I don't know is the same thing as I love, I let go, I don't try to force or control. It's the same thing as humility. And so the Upanishads say, if you think that you understand Brahman, you do not understand, and have yet to be instructed further. If you know that you do not understand, then you truly understand. For the Brahman is unknown to those who know it, and known to those who know it not. And the principle is that any time you, as it were, voluntarily let up control, in other words, cease to cling to yourself, you have an excess of power. Because you're wasting energy all the time in self-defense. Trying to manage things, trying to force things to conform to your will. The moment you stop doing that, that wasted energy is available. And therefore you are, in that sense, having that energy available, you are one with the divine principle. You have the energy. When you're trying, however, to act as if you were God, that is to say, you don't trust anybody and you're the dictator and you have to keep everybody in line, you lose the divine energy. Because what you're doing is simply defending yourself. So then, the principle is, the more you give it away, the more it comes back. Now you say, I don't have the courage to give it away. I'm afraid. And you can only overcome that by realizing you better give it away because there's no way of holding on to it. The meaning of the fact, you see, that everything is dissolving constantly, that we're all falling apart. We're all in a process of constant death. And that the world we hope men set their hearts upon turns ashes, or it prospers and like snow upon the desert's dusty face, lighting a little hour or two it's gone, you know, all that Omar Khayyam jazz. You know, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the great globe itself, all which it inherits shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant faded gleam not a wreck. All falling apart. Everything. That's the great assistance to you. See, that fact that everything is in decay is your helper. That is allowing you that you don't have to let go because there's nothing to hold on to. It's achieved for you, in other words, by the process of nature. So once you see that you just don't have a prayer, it's all washed up, and that you will vanish and leave not a wreck behind.
Another room full of dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
He can believe that, but Greeks were so-called black people. They were not European people. government, how much they were facing backlash.
And you rarely get with that.
States, that's the main
Suddenly you
reason
find you
as
have the
to
power.
why, at least there was listed
This
on the
enormous
share
access of
list.
energy.
Anybody else here?
But it's that power that came to you because you grabbed it. Came in entirely the opposite way. And power that comes to you in that opposite way is power with which you can be trusted. Of course, what we've been talking about is not so much a set of ideas as an experience, or shall we say experiencing. And this kind of seminar, in comparison,
Oh, great, another room full of dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
is now being called a conceptual seminar. Although I'm not talking about concepts.
Oh, great, another room full of dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
That an understanding, a real feeling understanding of the polar relationship between the individual and the world is something that operates, as we say, in your
Oh,
bones.
great, another room full of low, dumb IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
It's so curious that the emphasis of the Western tradition in religion is primarily upon right belief. Do you believe in the right dogmas and the right doctrines? And only secondarily upon right action. Because what you believe is, in Christianity at any rate, far more important than what you do. Because one is saved through faith, not by works. And early in its history, the Christian church rejected the movement in the church which had been known as
Oh, great, another room full of low, dumb IQ people talking about nothing.
And in a way, there were some sound reasons for doing so. Because the Gnostics were what I would call anti-materialists. They divided human beings into three classes that were called, respectively, pneumatic, psychic, and Hylic. The last one being H-Y-L-I-C, from the Greek, Hyli, or they would call it now, Ede, meaning wood. So the people were spiritual, psychological, and wooden. And that is to say, the wooden people were those most absorbed in materiality and most closely identified with their bodies. And Orthodox Christianity rejected this sort of distinction because of the perfectly correct idea that material existence is not inconsistent with spirituality. This is something which most Christians have forgotten. But they do believe as the central principle of Christianity in what's called the incarnation. That in the Jesus of Nazareth, Almighty God did in fact become material, become human. And by this process, initiated a transformation of the cosmos. In the words of St. Athanasius, God became man, that man might become God. And you don't hear that from the pulpit very often. The Christian church therefore emphasized pistis, or faith, as against gnosis, or knowledge. Because they said you can never know God. God could never become an object of knowledge. And in this funny roundabout way, the Christian theologians were saying exactly the same thing as the Hindus. Only the Hindus do call this knowledge of God through faith, they call it jnana, which is the same as the Greek word gnosis. But just to give you a little sidelight on how words get mixed up in their meanings, we now have a class of person called an agnostic. And an agnostic generally means a person who doesn't commit himself to any beliefs about the ultimate nature of things. He just says he doesn't know. But the original word, agnosia in Greek, meant a special kind of knowledge. It was called the dark knowledge of God. The knowledge of God in the cloud of unknowing, to use the title of a mystical treatise written by an anonymous 14th century English monk. This monk derived his ideas from a very mysterious figure who wrote under the name of Dionysius the Areopagite. Dionysius was a 5th or 6th century Syrian monk who had learned his mysticism from Porphyry, who got it from Plotinus, who was a Neoplatonist, and who probably got a great deal of stimulation from the intellectual world of Alexandria. And Alexandria, in the early years of the Christian era, was a tremendous exchange place between East and West. Buddhist monks visited Alexandria. It was one of the great centers of trade between Rome and India. And as you may know, all Rome's gold eventually went to India.
Great, another room full of dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
They bought too much luxury from India. India, in exchange, got Roman architecture. And you'll see a lot of Roman architecture in Indian temples.
Another room about low, dumb IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
And some of the greatest theologians, Clement, Origen, Athanasius, St. Cyril, all worked out of Alexandria. But now going back to this strange monk, Dionysius, it was he who first put around the idea in Christian circles that there was such a thing of the knowledge as the knowledge of
Great,
God.
another room full of low, dumb IQ people talking about nothing, waste all their time.
And he, in a book,
Another room for dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting all their time. Again and again and again, dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
Because it's a series of negations. It says what God is not.
Another room about nothing, talking about nothing, wasting time with dumb, low IQ people.
It says our idea.
Dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time.
So does our idea of spirit, our idea of mind, of justice, of love. All these things are not really God. And he says in another place, if anybody, having seen God, understood what he had seen, what he would have seen was not
Just another room about dumb people talking about nothing, wasting all their time.
It's perfectly amazing to consider the influence that this man had. For writing under the name of Dionysius the Areopagite, he became identified, you see, with St. Paul's first convert in Athens. And legend has it that he was the first bishop of Athens and was martyred in Gaul. And what he's known as St. Denis. But St. Thomas Aquinas looked upon the writings of Dionysius the Areopagite as having the highest authority. And you could, if all the texts of Dionysius' work had been lost, you could restore most of it from quotations in St. Thomas. He wrote really two very important books. One was the one I said, the Theologia Mystica. The other, into terms of words or numbers. In other words, to describe. But a real explanation is not just a description. It's a description which enables us to control what we are describing. But didn't we see in the last session that to control the world is not really what we want to do? So that if all explanations have as their function enabling us to control things, then maybe an explanation isn't what we wanted. And furthermore, you can very simply see that what makes things complicated is explaining. When somebody explains to you how a flower works, and he's a great botanist, and analyzes all the innards of the flower, and shows the channels, the fibers, the processes of reproduction, and so on that go on in it, everybody stands fascinated. Say, how complicated that is. How clever God must have been to create that flower, to have all that complexity go. It isn't complicated at all. It's only complicated when you start thinking about it. Because
oh my God, another room full of dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting all their time.
What is complicated is not the processes of nature, but trying to put them into words. That's as complicated as trying to drink up the ocean with a fork. Takes forever. And so this intense complexity that we see in everything is created by our attempt to analyze it all. And so what we do is, you see, when we analyze, we use our eyes and ears as scalpels, and we dissect it. And we have to put a label on every piece we chop off. And so we scalpelize, and we get it right down to atoms. Getting finer and finer, and we suddenly thought, well, we got to the end of it, because the word atom means what is not cuttable. Atomos. But then we found we could cut the atom. And lo and behold, big fleas had the fleas upon their backs to bite them. And it goes on forever. There is no end to the minuteness which you can unveil through physical investigation. For the simple reason that the investigation itself is what is chopping things into pieces. And the sharper you
Oh my God, another low IQ stupid room full of stupid people wasting all their time doing nothing, talking about nothing. What a waste of fucking time. It's just a bunch of stupid people talking about nothing.
But in a way, all that is vain knowledge. In a way. Because you see, what it does is it gives you the illusion that you've solved your problem. When you have controlled certain things and you have solved certain problems, practical problems, you say, fine, more of that, please. Let's go on solving problems. And then you do. You create a world of people, as we are today, far more comfortable than people who lived in the 19th century. Just remember the troubles of going to a dentist when you were children, or some of you when you were children, of medicine, of badly heated homes, of all sorts of things that we don't put up with anymore. But the problem is we keep running into this thing.
Oh my God.
All constant stimulations of consciousness become unconscious. And when we take it as a matter of course to have certain comforts, then we switch the level on which we worry. When you solve a whole set of problems, people find new ones to worry about. And after a while, you begin to get that haven't we been here before feeling. Aren't we just going round on a cycle and doing the same old thing over and over and over again because we don't realize that we're chasing our own tails? By an eternally recurrent process of not knowing who you are. That isn't a hide and seek. That is the nature of what the Hindus call the Manvantara and the Pralaya, the period of the Manvantara in which the worlds are manifested, and the period of the Pralaya in which the worlds are withdrawn from manifestation. In and out, in and out. Evermore came out by the same door as in I went. And the thing is to get to the point where you can see that you are doing that in every
You've gone now to that level
of your existence.
Yeah.
With every tiny little atom of your body. You now at this
happens all the time. For some reason, it's different with Israel.
No, I mean it's
Normally that's the case. Normally, what you said, Aquarius, is the case.
I don't think Israel wants Gaza. They maybe
No, they don't. They gave it away. But technically, winning it in a like you talk about the West Bank, you talk about the Golan Heights, talk about Gaza. Yeah, it was won in a defensive war. But in 2005, they said, look, historically not part of our country. We don't want it. Here, have it.
So one more thing. So, Israel's strategy, again, they have a lot more leeway, right, with Trump being president and understanding the war that Israel's fighting, that it's not easy and civilians are going to die. They don't have to worry about the pressure of America holding back weapons. But I think Israel also, whether we like it or not, are affected by the international community, right? The more outrage there is around the world, Israel is definitely, they could decide to ignore it, but I think it does affect the way Israel runs the war. And I would like to know, and I'm trying to figure out how Israel is going to fight this next war. Like, why can't they flood the tunnels?
Next phase of the war?
Is that phase of the war? What are they going to do? It's going to be the whole thing over again.
Well, that's why I just said before I asked the question, I don't know what Israel is going to do. I don't know how they...
Why don't they flood the tunnels? I still don't understand that.
Because there's not enough seawater in the world and enough pumps in the world to do that. The volume of the tunnels is just enormous. They tried with foam. They tried so many different things. You're talking something that's larger than the New York City subway system in volume, literally in volume, like length times width times height.
You mean, wait, in the beginning of this specific war, they've tried all these things?
Yeah, they tried the water. They tried two chemicals that come together and make this instant foam that expands and becomes almost like as hard as concrete. Tried that. It was a gel. It was like some kind of fancy gel that they developed just for this purpose. They tried, I think they tried pumping in seawater. Even the Egyptians, when they had the border tunnels that were going from northern Rafah to South Rafah, they pumped in sewage water. In the early, maybe it was the late 90s, they tried it and they couldn't flood the tunnels. It's just so much, it's not like the tunnels have all of these blast doors, so they're kind of like all kind of connected. There are some partitions there, but there's so much, you'd have to just continually pump water, because they're not like, what's best to describe it? They're very porous, so a lot seeps into the ground. So you have to be continually
there also.
Yeah, it's just a very difficult proposition.
I don't believe what you guys were saying about land being taken in a defensive war makes it legal. I think that used to be the case.
What treaty changed that?
If I'm not mistaken, after Israel won the Six-Day War in 1967, the UN made a resolution that can't happen again.
Which one is that?
I'd have to look it up. Let me.
I thought they said Israel has to give it back, but I didn't know that they changed the doctrine of.
They changed the doctrine.
Yeah, let me look it up. We'll defer to history.
Well, they're gonna have to come and take it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like we're gonna have to come and take it. So there has to be a consequence for starting a war. And since they don't care about their lives, they seem to care about their land, and whatever they care about is what we should take. Yeah,
You're going to have Israel tell everybody to leave a specific area. Then you're going to have Hamas blocking people and not allowing them to leave. Then there's going to be tremendous amount of casualties in the beginning, and then there's going to be all these protests around the world saying there's a genocide, and then again it's going to be the whole cycle again, and I just don't know how you avoid it. I guess there is no way to avoid it, but
Aquarius, I hear what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. It's absolutely all of the premises that you have based your statement on are true. Including the one that Israel does need essentially the support of the international community. But America has been a very weak ally, often a poor ally. And for now, the tide has turned dramatically. With Trump in office right now, there is no doubt in the halls of power around the world that the United States stands with Israel. And I think that's going to change the dynamic of all of the things that you're talking about. So yes, there will be protests. And it wasn't that long ago that it seemed like that the world was coming to an end, or at least that Israel was in grave danger just based on the show of support, or the show of lack of support for Israel. But I think the calculus has changed, and it's changed dramatically now. And I think that the narratives of the last 60 years regarding Palestine in particular, the anti-colonialist narratives that bring all the college students to the streets, and the politics of which some people retain even into their middle ages, I think it is surprisingly coming to a close. I don't think it is as popular around the world as you have been led to believe, as we all have been led to believe. And I don't think that these protests are going to have the teeth that they had in the past. I hope that's true. And if I'm right that those narratives are coming to an end now, it would be a very bright future indeed for Israel, an amazingly bright future. You could even call the last 75 years in its entirety their founding, and that they're just beginning to be a truly secure nation. I hope that's true. Narratives are very powerful, and these ones are very tired. And the only thing that you can imagine in response to what Donald Trump has proposed for Gaza is that it would be more humane to return Gaza to the state that it was in October 6th of 2023, so that we could have peace. And I think everybody can see now that that's just not a sane thing to do. That's not a good thing to do. And that's not a reasonable thing to do for the international community. So the fight continues not only on the ground in the Middle East, but certainly on the streets of the West. But I really think that the narratives have changed and the momentum is in a totally different direction.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I really had a lot of pleasure watching King Abdullah next to Trump. It looked like a father with their child. Abdullah was like, so we decided to take in 2,000 children with cancer. And Trump goes, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's great. That's amazing that you're doing that. That's a great gesture. And it was just amazing. You see the strength of a leader, of Trump, and you see the way the community, even the Arab leaders around him, see that strength and they respect him. And yeah, it'll really make a big difference.
Yeah, it looks like territory acquired in the divestiture of war can be retained, but it depends on international law, political recognition, practical enforcement. Country gains land defensively and can secure diplomatic recognition. That's the key point. It is more likely to keep it. Global powers oppose the annexation. They may impose sanctions, non-recognition policies, or even military opposition.
Look at UN Security Council Resolution 497, which was...
Yeah, and then it says... Yeah, then it says Article 51. Where's this Article 51? According to the UN Charter, Article 2.4, acquiring territory through blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Some legal scholars argue that self-defense, Article 51, could justify territorial changes if necessary for security. So it refers to Article 51 of the UN Charter.
Yeah,
nothing in the present charter shall
resolution that said that that's not the case for the Golan Heights in Israel, and that therefore that's why they don't recognize the annexation. I mean, to me, that's the clearest example of necessary land for security purposes, right?
They were shelling it from the north. They were shelling Tiberias. They were shelling kibbutzes. They were shelling everything from the north. I mean, from the highlands of the Golan Heights. And then Syria attacked, and they won it. So, it's a necessary component to maintain security. So, Article 51 of the UN Charter says, nothing in the present charter shall impair the inherent right of individual or collective self-defense, i.e. NATO, if an armed attack occurs against a member of the United Nations until the Security Council has taken measures necessary to maintain international peace and security. So, I think Israel can claim it. It's just a question of at what cost do they want to keep it.
Also, just it says in that article that JB shared up top that Israel now demands Hamas release all hostages. That's not actually the case. That's kind of misleading. They're demanding 9 specific hostages be released on Saturday.
Wasn't Trump who demanded all?
Trump demanded all, but the article up there said, and Trump didn't clarify. He said all. He didn't clarify.
Well, that's a pretty clear all. How many more than 9 are there?
Well, no. He might have what he might have meant by all, because a lot, the press was asking this specifically, was, does this mean all the hostages, or does it mean all who were meant to be released on that date, meaning the 3 that were originally agreed upon?
All has only one meaning. And it's all.
Is all.
All is all. There is no all that is half. There is no all that is 85%. There is no all that is 75%. All means all. Period.
I agree. That's not what Bibi said in his press conference.
After but come bullshit. There is no but.
No, but Bibi said he wants 9. It's not what. He didn't say. Bibi didn't say all. Bibi said 9.
Bibi also did not say 9.
Yeah, Bibi said all.
Bibi did not say number.
Yeah, Bibi said all this morning.
What you hear is interpretation of the leftist Israeli TV channels.
Wait, the title
That's
of
what
that
you hear.
says, Israel now demands Hamas release all hostages by noon Saturday.
Yes.
There you go.
Where does
Yes.
9 appear in this article?
No, Yakov, also not only 9 was not in the topic at all, but this is a Hamas propaganda. Hamas is trying to get away with it and be like, oh, he means only the 9 who are left from this deal. No. They said all. Every single person who talked about this, which is Trump and Bibi, both of them said all hostages, meaning every single remaining hostage that is right now held by Hamas terrorist organization and Gazan people, because many hostages have been taken by the Gazan people, Gazan families. When IDF rescued the hostages, many of them were in homes, civilian homes, meaning civilians are complicit with this whole thing. So there is no such a thing as civilians and Hamas. They're all same. There is no such thing as Gazans or Gazans. So anybody that is a hostage is by Gazans. Whether Hamas, whether they want to call themselves jihadi Palestinian bullshit or whatever name they want to choose. Gazans equals Hamas, and that's it. Meaning every single person who is held by these Gazans has to be released. If not, they're going to be held in the Middle East. He did not specify which country, which area. He said hell in Middle East. Meaning it can be all in Gaza, it can be in the West Bank, it can be in Jordan, it can be in Egypt, it can be in Iran, it can be in Saudi Arabia.
It's also going to be in Yemen, because the head of the Houthis said their fingers are on the triggers, they're ready to start attacking if the ceasefire breaks down. So I am sure the U.S. Navy is going to have something to say about that. Maybe even the U.S. Air Force.
Also let's not forget that Qatar has been supposedly the ones mediating with all of this, so they're gonna go into hell also with this. So anybody that doesn't support,
you gotta be careful. Qatar hosts the largest U.S. military base in the region.
Well, you guys think all
that goes
you
wrong,
guys.
that military can fuck them up in 2 seconds.
I agree.
And by the way, you guys keep talking about the USA wants a military base in Gaza. That's the BS of the.
Wait, who said that? No one said that.
Oh, a lot of people are talking about that Trump wants to build a military base in Gaza.
I never heard that.
Oh, yeah, so it's not going to be all in Saudi Arabia. The thing of it is, the only thing that he wants is to build a big port in Gaza, so he's going to be able to save billions of dollars on the Suez Canal.
Yeah, but there's no. Yeah, you can build a big port, but how are you going to get the stuff how are you going to get to the Red Sea? Like, you need the Ben Gurion Canal or some canal to connect the port with the Red Sea. The Gulf of Aqaba.
Like there you go. So if instead of using the Suez Canal, they're going to build a port in Gaza.
Right. And then how do you connect that with the Gulf
Let me finish a sentence, and you're going to understand everything.
Okay, sorry.
And then on the road from Gaza through Aqaba, through Jordan, and to the whole Middle East. And putting Egypt in the ditch.
Yeah, I agree, but I think a canal or a railway would be much better than over the road. Because they're in containers, put them on trains, and then just, intermodal.
So it's going to be trains and trucks. And that's going to create a lot of work to Israelis, Jordanian, everybody that's going to line up with Trump, going to be able to make a lot of money out of it.
May I ask when have you heard Trump say that he wants to make it into a base? I mean, he said it multiple times that he wants to make it into like a beautiful city for the Middle East. Where have you heard him say that he wants to make it into a military base?
It's not him. I up in his mouth. I did not hear him say it.
No,
he never said something like that. Exactly. Exactly. I never heard him. He never talked about that. He don't need a military base over there. He has Israel. Israel is the best place for him to store any weapons that he wants.
They already do that.
Right.
שוקי, ראית את ההודעה ששלחתי?
שלחת לי הודעה?
כן.
רק שנייה.
Shalom Aleichem, Shuki. Shuki, sorry to cut you off.
No problem at all.
I get a little excited sometimes.
אין שום בעיה, רפה, הכל בסדר. זה הכל מים מתחת לגשם.
בסדר.
תודה.
שלום, שוקי.
שלום וברכה, טובי. מי זה טובי? משהו חדש. Who is טובי?
Yeah, it looks like he's a homesteader, though, so you should like him a lot, Shuki.
My name was different. It was Mikhail before Shuki. I haven't been on in a while. I changed it because there's too many Mikhails that were not good guys. Yeah, we've got a
especially Mikhail.
Yeah, that cynic guy from Gaza. People would curse me. They would curse me. I would go into a room and like, oh, is that Mikhail? Like that guy's a bad guy, and I'm like, what did I do? They're like, you're Palestinian, or you hate Israel. And I'm like, no, I'm the opposite. Shuki, how are the cows?
Oh, shit. We're waiting for them to give birth.
I saw a video of miniature Shetland cows. I want one for my house. They're so cute.
Oh, you want to see something beautiful? Hold on a minute.
Sure.
Hold on a minute.
Exactly.
You will love it.
You know the miniature horses are really cute.
Oh yeah, miniature houses, miniature donkeys are cute. As people, we like take these things and selectively breed them to whatever we want. I don't know if it's good or bad, but the end result is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's how they make draft horses. They selectively bred the largest ones.
So, I mean, they do the same thing with fruit. It's obviously different.
Yeah. Shuki, did you get a new handle, a new account?
Depends. I don't know what time you're referring to.
How old is that little pony? How many?
It's not a pony.
Okay, what I don't know. I'm a generic American. It's a little horse that's a pony.
He born on January 14th.
So wait, what's a small boy's they call that? What's the word?
Ball.
Ball. Thank you. I don't know. Pony is for girls. I thought pony was all encompassing. Just a small. Pony is broad.
What? How you call
it's a mare.
Baby horse that it's a female?
We say foal. You can say a foal, but a mare is typically an adult.
A female, it's a filly.
Right.
And a boy, it's a foal.
But in colloquial English, a pony is just a small horse of any gender.
Yeah.
It's
a low height.
No, it's just it's not mature. A pony is like
low height. Low height. Like smaller.
Yeah, I have two ponies in
really?
my yard. They are over. Yeah.
Adults
they steal a pony. If they are less than 14 and a half hands, it's considered to be a pony.
What do I know? I've been using that word incorrect my whole life.
But yeah, this video that I sent you, It's 10 minutes after he born.
Wow, that's cool. Walking in 10 minutes.
Yep.
I like the same videos of elephants giving birth.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. Wow, literally below 14 hands, 2 inches.
Yep.
You nailed it right on the head.
Well, I have 7 of them. I need to know something.
Any type of giving birth, whether it's human or animal, I get a little queasy watching it. I just, prefer to keep my eyes away for a little bit.
You know what's the craziest thing is watching a giraffe drop a baby giraffe like 10 feet to the ground. You think they're like going to be damaged, but somehow they're okay. I mean, they're pretty high up. They don't even bend over. They don't even lie down. They just like they're walking. And they let it rip. It's just, if you watch the video, it's really scary watching.
The phrase "high as a giraffe pussy" is definitely a serious phrase.
Is that a phrase? I've never heard that phrase.
Yeah. You've never heard this one?
No. Where do you come up with that? Really?
I just
heard that before.
I've heard high as eagle's tits, high as giraffe pussy.
Okay. Danny, have you heard this phrase?
What's it referring to? Like, what do you use it as?
Like the consumption of marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Oh, high as...
I guess any drug could work.
See, I'm not into the drug culture, so I don't know.
I mean, for example, like when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I was high as giraffe pussy.
Sounds better than high as a kite.
Yeah. Kites are supposed to be high.
Arguably higher than giraffe pussy, for sure.
Yeah.
I always find it funny when people get so amazed at how quickly baby animals are up and walking after they're given birth, but really we're the outliers. Like humans are the only ones that aren't like that.
Yeah.
I think that's why people are amazed that they're up and... I mean, when you think about it, they have to, or those little things would be killed by their enemies. They'd just be food. So, as people, we can protect our young. We can take them, we can hide them in trees, we can hold on, the mother can hold on to them, raise it off the ground. But animals, if they don't start walking right away, they're dinner. Right? That's why
they're not the only ones, but definitely the majority are like that.
I mean, the dumb animals, the animals that are not very smart have to, that's the only way they would survive.
Yeah. I love watching deer try to walk as little. It's really cute to try to watch that.
But watching a giraffe learn to walk is pretty funny. But within 15-20 minutes, they're walking around like a pro. I don't know how we got the animals from Gaza, but it's pretty good.
I don't know, thinking about Hamas animals, and how they go together.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, in the beginning of the war, when Netanyahu called them subhuman, a chill went up my spine, because that's what the Nazis did to the Jews. They made them subhuman before they started killing them. They said, these people are not human, these people are less than human, they're less than. And we should never, we can say that they're terrorists, we can say that they did evil things, but the moment we make them less than, we're doing bad things. And I think the optics of that were just terrible.
You know what's beautiful about Trump plan?
What?
That now the world cannot blame Israel for them. And the world don't has the guts to say something to Trump.
But he did, I mean, the world will not remember, but if you look at his statement very carefully, he said Israel will figure it out. Like, he didn't
Israel
want to do anything.
Figure out. No, you're missing the point. Israel is going to figure out how to bomb the shit out of them. But the land, he is the one who's taking the land.
Oh, no, I got that point. I thought you were talking about bombing the shit out of them if they don't get hostages.
to bomb the shit out, of course. He said, America gonna supply the bombs, and Israel gonna figure out how to do that. He don't want. And by the way, today somebody asked him what's gonna happen to the Hamas, and he said, "Well, it's for them to find out. I'm not sure that they want to find out, but it's for them to find out."
I mean, it's because Trump doesn't want to have anything to do with Hamas, nothing to do with having boots on the ground. He's like, we're not getting involved with any war. That's Israel's choice. Israel. That's what he's emphasizing. He's saying we're only only have to do with rebuilding Gaza and owning that land to make sure it doesn't become a hub for terrorists again. Everything else is Israel's business. It's basically what he's saying.
Well, it perfectly makes sense. It perfectly makes sense why American soldiers need to put their boots on the ground. There is no reason for that. To be completely honest, there is no reason also for Israeli troops to put their boots on the ground. Bomb the shit out of, first, cut all humanitarian aid. Second, no water, no electricity, no fuel, no gas. Give them 2 weeks like that, all the hostages gonna come out so fast, you don't even understand. And then bomb the shit out of them.
I agree. That would be ideal. But again, Israel's going to have to deal with international community and...
Really? Really? After Trump said to do that, you think... Okay,
I'm talking about cutting off aid and water and all that.
Fine, I'm with you. Hold on a minute.
I hope they do it, but...
Bear with me for a second. Let's go back 3 weeks ago before Trump went into office. 2 days before he went to the office, they wanted to...
For a few minutes, can I mod somebody?
All right. So, before he went into the office, the UN want to put a resolution against Israel. And they wanted to do that when Biden was in office, so Biden not going to put a veto on that. But all of a sudden, when Trump came into the office, you don't hear nothing from the UN, you don't hear nothing from Europe. All of a sudden, everybody got muted. They don't have any tongue anymore. They don't talk no more. Don't you see that the last week, nobody talked against Israel? Not even a single word. They all become to be puppets.
So, Shuki, so you or anybody on the stage believe that Netanyahu is going to cut off water, aid, everything. Do you think he will do that?
Well, I'm going to tell you why yes. What he got from Trump, this visit, in the wettest, in the most wet dream that a human being can dream, he couldn't dream a dream like that. So now, to go against what Trump said that should be done, it's the most stupid things to do. If somebody giving you such a long leash, you should kiss his feet and lick the floor before he's stepping on.
I understand, but Trump never said to block aid and water from the...
Oh, he said it in the interview. He said it in the interview. Oh, definitely.
I must have missed it, okay.
No humanitarian aid, no electricity, no water, and bomb every building that's still standing.
if they did that in the beginning of the war, you're right. It would have been over a lot faster.
It almost was.
It almost was exactly. Biden was the motherfucker that flipped that. It was already a conversation between Hamas leaders to release all the hostages because they were starving already.
Wow.
And then when Biden started to come out publicly, and there was all that daylight between Israel and the U.S. and they were demanding all the aid goes in. That's when the leadership decided, okay, we got a second breath. There was this I don't remember his name. I can find it if I really look. But there was an intelligence officer who gave an interview recently that said he had inside monitoring. He was watching a conversation between two, because they can hack. They've hacked into a lot of Hamas leaders' rooms, whatever, cell phones. So he was watching a conversation between two senior Hamas leaders, and they were saying that they need to just end the war, give back the hostages. They were never expecting such a harsh reaction. And then another Hamas leader came in, had overheard them and came in, and he had the two leaders that were speaking like this. He had their wives assaulted sexually, and I don't know, Shriki, you remember the details? That's most of what I remember.
I have the whole article, but it's in Hebrew, so it's not going to do any good to the people over here. But yes, the Hamas leader told the people that actually on the ground, we already raped your females. If you're not going to obey what we're telling you, we're going to send you their head after we're going to decap them.
God, right? And he was struck on his hip, etc., right? And if you want to use the I guess, what would it be? Their genealogy, so to speak, the genealogy from Jacob.
Or whatever, like a lot of words have been shortened. And they also used to have a much wider vocabulary. There's a lot of words they used to use that technically are still English.
They think there is something going on.
I have to clarify the words that you're saying. You said you opened your third eye. Was that the words you said?
Yes.
Was it a brown eye, or
no? A third eye is an etheric eye.
What color was the eye? Was it a brown eye? Was it a green eye?
It's an etheric. Listen to me. It's an etheric eye.
Look
right. The third
deep,
eye is.
Look deep into that brown eye.
It has nothing to do. I did not say brown eye. What's your fixation about brown eyes? Do you have a thing about brown eyes?
No, I was just wondering what the color of this eye, this third eye.
No, eye is a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Right. It's not
You have to focus.
actual.
It's not
an actual high.
Yeah.
And it
No,
doesn't
it's
actually have
an
color.
etheric eye, where through that third eye, if it's awakened in the proper way, you would see the spiritual realm and you would
Right.
see the truth.
Now, Zaid, what about my? I opened up my second cock the other day.
Okay.
Now,
You want to do bullshit stuff? Listen. Wait.
I took off my pants and I looked down, and magically, I opened it up, and there it was. I had two.
No, I'm not talking about Jabbar. Don't make me listen. I appreciate your sense of humor. It's amazing.
I know.
But I'm not
I
trying
love it.
to bullshit you. I'm not trying to bullshit you. I'm trying to direct you. If you want to know your own truth, who am I to tell you your own truth? You know, who am I? You're the only person who's gonna direct that. But I highly advise you to seek spiritual paths. It's very important. If you want to know the truth, go for the spiritual path. Do plant medicine. Do deep spiritual. There's a lot of ways. This is the beauty of this life. They tell you all roads lead to Rome. I say all roads lead to God. Wherever God is for you. Wherever God is for you. You have to understand. My perspective of God will amazing.
Canada are taking a lot of going to be taking a lot of Palestinians, a lot of watermelon people.
Huh? Thankfully, I don't live in Ireland.
Yeah. No, thankfully, I don't live there either. I hate to live in such an anti-Semitic shithole. So.
Really?
Really?
Maybe I should move there.
Maybe you should. I mean, you'll fit right in.
I know. Well, they're like my cousins. So close enough.
That's okay. So.
Can you train a dog to be anti-Semitic? What do you think?
Probably. It's a learned behavior, so imagine.
So, if a dog could recognize a Jew, does that make it an ethnicity, or is it still just a religion?
I mean, how would it exactly recognize them? Like through the smell? Like maybe they smell different. Jews kind of smell different. I mean, Jews smell, right? They smell a little like money. So
yeah, isn't money the dirtiest thing in the world?
I know. That's fucking filthy. Those filthy, dirty, rich. Dogs can definitely smell money.
That money is disgusting.
He didn't say money. I wish he smelled like money.
I smell like money.
No, you don't smell like money. You smell like a cowboy. From Texas. No
At least
money.
I don't smell like shit. Just saying.
No, but your facial expression looks like it smelled shit.
That facial expression is dumping a big load of watermelons out of me. After I chewed them up.
Be careful, it gives you diarrhea if you eat too much.
You have to forgive me. That's the watermelon reference. Like,
Better out than in.
Watermelon was for black people.
It's for Palestine.
So I'm a little
Black people have to stone
This is a TikTok thing or something.
Can the low IQ, excuse me everyone, but can the low IQ dumb people in this room please let me know, do you hate the N-word people more than the J-word and the Z-word people? Which one is it? Thank you very little.
The most, Alan. I hate myself the most. I'm a self-hating. I have a case of self-hating JDS, okay?
It just depends if you mean.
I'd just like to remind everybody that the subtitle to this room is Low IQ Dumb People Wasting Their Time Talking About Nothing.
That's funny. I don't see a subtitle. Have I not updated that map yet? Or is there
Welcome to Dinner for Schmucks Part 2. This is called Low IQ Dumb People Talking About Nothing, Wasting Time.
I weighed my African mango today. Do you know how much it is?
The watermelon is the colors of the Palestinian flag. It's used in
That's nice. Mr. Allen was. I weighed my dog today. Do you want to guess how much she weighs?
Go ahead.
Come on, Mr. Watts. He's obsessed with my African lion dog. Oh, he's being a nigger. Amazing.
Speak up, nigga. You will not
No, I'm muted anyway.
You will not hypnotize this one.
Bro, you're starting to sound like that guy shit.
Let's start a meditation.
He will not hypnotize us. You know, like he will not divide us. Remember, he just went on that insane chant rant. And then they flew a flag. And then 4chan found it in the middle of nowhere. All star pattern, stars. The stars in the sky and flight patterns overhead. They were able to find it. Now, that's the sort of stuff that makes the internet warm my heart, actually. Oh, God, you guys are all being boring tonight.
Everybody's just waiting for the war to start.
Maybe we should start a few false flag operations in Israel. Really get the party started.
Tim, do you think you could get in there safely? Or do you think they have you on the list already?
I'm on a list, bro. Dude, do you know how many? There's over an hour consecutively of me playing the Jews and their lies. Yeah, I'd say I'm on the list. I've pissed off enough of them. Who did he told about that dominion?
Nobody. Rich, I'm gonna send this to you.
What's up, Diego? What are you talking about waiting for the war? You talking about Saturday? Trump's comments? Those are some tough comments.
Yeah. You guys are gonna blow it all up again.
The NFL is fixed?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that tweet?
What are you doing there, Tim?
I'm filling up water, too.
Like that puzzle in Die Hard with a Vengeance?
It's so smart. Yes. Now this fridge, the other fridge does, but that fridge doesn't have like a water dispenser. So just keep the water chilled up. Right. Just so funny. I don't really use my normal Instagram. Like my actual quote Instagram. I've been using a burner for years where I don't follow anyone I know. Right? Like,
yeah.
I just use it to I don't know, to access shit that you need to be logged in for or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Basically, I haven't posted on my real Facebook or Instagram since 2016, since Brexit. It's the truth. But anyway, I followed my old trainer. I'm not going to mention his name. You'll know who I'm talking about. Bro, it's just so fucking, I still can't get my head around how the fuck you found that and then sent it to me. I'm like, holy shit, just talk about, I haven't seen him in, not 10 years, but, at least 5. So it's just like, whoa.
You should train with him again.
Yeah, he's been in phenomenal shape for a lifetime. You know, he's in very good condition right now, obviously, but which is really impressive for his age or whatever. But there was his quote claim to fame right early on was there was a big TV show back in the day in the UK called Gladiators, right? I don't know if there was ever an American.
Yeah, I remember. It was called American Gladiators.
Yeah, so there's this roster of these. It's kind of like WWF wrestlers or whatever, WWE. And yeah, I remember being WWF, wasn't it? It used to be back in the day. Anyway,
yeah.
And then contenders.
there'd be all this, like, you'd have to go run through a gauntlet, which is basically kind of like, it'd be like running through like a football pitch or a field, and guys wearing pads trying to fuck you up, or there would be like different obstacle courses, or there would be what they call a travelator, which was a conveyor belt on like a 45-degree, and you had to sprint up the conveyor belt as it's running to get to the top of it. And then there's like hang tough, there's a whatever. It was an awesome show. This guy, Glenn, not dox him or dox myself any more than that. He went and like he was on the game show like when I was a kid, and he was from Belfast, and it was like a big deal or whatever. But he was to get on that show, you got to be in good shape, so he's been in great shape for his whole life. But I think the shtick is like I haven't seen that show like in forever or whatever that episode. But it's a bit cringe because remember I told you he got a new wife?
Yes.
At the end of the TV show, they're interviewing him or whatever, and he goes and proposes, I'm pretty sure, to his first wife. So like, imagine being his second wife, and every time this fucking TV show is brought up, which is kind of his claim to fame at one point, right? It's like, but the other memorable bit about it is that he went and proposed to his ex-wife at the end of the show. But anyways, and she said yes.
Yes.
All right. You're not right. Rascal. Wait. You gotta go. Oh. Come on. Let's go. Anyway, but he's a bit intense, but in a totally different type of way. Most people are like intense, quote, hardcore. He's just, it's kind of the Christian stuff, to be honest. I don't know. I really like him though. I don't really have a bad word to say. Yes. Well, I should
get back with him. Get in shape.
Mm-hmm. What?
I'm gonna work out with
him tomorrow. Did I show you a photo of his wife?
No, go ahead, please.
One second.
John's all yoga. No, he doesn't do weight training.
Yeah, he's a fucking faggot, that's why.
Rick is all golf. He doesn't work out in the off season.
He does like CrossFit type shit. What's that, 45 or whatever the hell that shit called?
Yeah, no, Diego. I actually love the golf off season because then I actually work out.
No.
But I started at the end of golf season walking, which is a beautiful, beautiful workout. Because I even realized that the workout I do now, it's not enough. I still need to walk.
But do you not find the training really affects your swing, like, badly?
No.
No? Like, I found an old video I was going to share, actually, although I'm nearly going to suppose I'm going to have to now. Because Lou posted up a video of his swing. I didn't even comment on it, but then he was pissed that no one commented. Anyway, you can't win. So you're trying to be nice by saying nothing, and then you say nothing and you get in trouble. Anyway, but I noticed, like, looking back on my swing, it was like my follow through, it's like my rotation. It's like I remember being really tight from working out with my trainer. I don't know, like
Did he cut out or is it me?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with Tim. You cut out, Tim.
I said training 2 or 3 times a week with a PT, and then also having a golf lesson once a week at a time. Working out used to really fuck up my swing and make me really stiff, is kind of what I'm saying.
I agree with you on that. So, my best swing I've ever had was in high school when I wouldn't do anything but play golf.
Oh, yeah. But the flexibility and that rotation, yeah, one second when I get on the computer here, I'll send it to you.
That's perfect.
Also, Lou needed to he needs to look at his swing in slow motion. That's what you really need to do. If you ever go and get a good lesson, back in the day they would have brought a camera and a tripod with you before they have those studio booths where you get a lesson with all the cameras, and they're just they can mirror your swing against whoever you want, your favorite golfer, kind of like what you were doing, right? You were you choose Rory, and they would just show you the differences and then play them to you. And there's something about watching it in slow-mo. I suppose you get more time to see the actual motion, but he's just whipping it around. He's not really swinging. I don't know. That's just a language thing.
Yeah, I did that. I did the in America it's called golf tech.
I don't know. It sounds like a brand or something, but
it's a brand that does golf swing analysis in slow mo.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the club, and you could train with the pro there too. Off the driving range, they had these two special bays built into the side of the the hill. And so you played it onto the driving range as well. But, it had full studio and camera setup, which I found really beneficial in the beginning.
Oh, I agree.
It's the seeing is believing bit. It's you ever get a lesson when you were a kid, and the coach would he would just come and grab the club and just be it needs to be here. You're where? You're I can't see what you're doing. You're just moving it.
Yeah.
It was weird memories because I don't ever think verbally. I don't give people instruction about golf swings. So you just kind of, you just absorb it at some point. So trying to explain, get the words back to Lou what he was doing or what he needed to be doing was kind of funny going down memory lane.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Right, and the other thing he was doing, remember he was saying about, you were asking about, are the balls going off to the right?
Yeah.
You were asking, right?
It looked like they were.
Well, here's the problem. Where the fuck were his feet pointing? He said as he was hitting them pretty straight. I'm bro, you're even way off to the fucking right. This is the problem. Because I used to have a bit of an issue with that, so I would kind of counter. I would position my feet, which is not what you're meant to do. You're meant to improve your actual swing, right? But you kind of sometimes just have to make work what you've got. Than trying to rebuild an entire swing. Right, where the hell did I see it?
I'm looking for a video of me practicing, but I can't find it.
Where's the... There you go. I should have sent it to you. Oh, this is the fucking dangerous thing. Did you see this pedo account of someone set up for me? It's the same fake account, I think, of the one that mimics Christy.
Jesus.
But this is it. It's I fucking regret posting my own goddamn photo or picture up ever on this app because every fucking you just don't know who's screenshotting shit. There you go. And he also needs to really. I thought he needs to really slow down his backswing, not actually hitting it, but just actually pulling back. But he would need to know where to actually. He would need to know where the actual top of the swing would need to be, and and then release and then work from there. That's what I remember doing with my coach. When was the last time you did a lesson, Rick?
Years ago. I don't know. I don't really take lessons. Just go and play. YouTube. That's right. YouTube.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Did either of you ever watch back in the day? You used to be able to buy these DVDs, like David Ledbetter or something. His name was David.
Yeah, I remember David Ledbetter.
I remember those DVDs.
I think he trained Tiger for some time.
DVD. It'd be so funny if someone just like uploaded that to fucking YouTube now. Yeah, look at this. That's old school. In fact, a couple of these may have even been like VHS from back in the day. I don't remember my stepdad buying.
David Ledbetter. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
That's like look at the clothing that they're wearing. Like these like fucking they don't wear clothing like that anymore.
Pleated pants or what?
Yeah. And it's like the straw hat type thing.
The good old days. God, I got nostalgia.
Did I ever show you? Maybe did. Do you remember those like motivational posters, which would be like success, and then like some picture or inspiration, or like, do you know what I'm talking about? They were called.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember.
I found it a couple of years ago. Not the framed pictures. Yeah, no, I think I did tell you about these. But basically, like we were meant to, like my parents, we had a house in Phoenix, Scottsdale, and basically nearly moved there. My stepdad's business was very kind of US centric, put it that way, and he was always traveling a lot there. So he came home one time with like a set of these, and I cannot find the frame pictures are gone somewhere. But I found these notebooks from which are the same thing basically. So they would have the like that picture basically on the front, and it would be your notepad or whatever, and there was like 3 or 4 of them of different ones. You know, there was like green, red, blue, or whatever. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's just such a nostalgia thing. You're like, holy shit, like they don't make them like this anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. It's stuff like this where I have to remember who was the last person I sent it to, which is the easiest way to find stuff. Although it's scary if you go to your Apple Photos app and say you just type in dial or watch, and it'll just show you like anything that looks like a watch. It's kind of scary how they're going back and cataloging photos you once upon a time taken. Because it's not for our benefit, it's for the fucking government. Oh, look at all these keywords he's filling out. And then what happens is, it takes me so long to find it. The moment passes, but then I'm so stubborn. The moment passes, but I'm still sitting here scrolling, searching for it.
Still looking for a photo of me practicing. I can't believe it's been this long.
I have a video of you. I have a video of your swing.
Yeah, you have a video of my swing, but I'm now looking for a video of my swing in slow motion.
I'll just slow it down. Like it's not. I remember just taking that.
I think I have one in slow motion, but I hate it the fact that it's in slow motion. Let me see if I can get this.
Well, you can easily speed it up, right? That's the easy bit.
Can you?
Down properly. Yeah. So you can speed it up to normal speed. But like basically, this was like I think the iPhone 5S or 6, one of the ones that had the first slow-mo ability into the iPhone. And I remember taking a shot with my phone. No, you didn't see it yet? I want you to critique my swing.
Oh. Let me see. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Is John still in the fucking room?
Yeah, he's still in. It's very, it's like very easy going.
I'm not looking at it now with kind of fresh eyes. Like I'm not. I can tell that I'm tight in the hips. Like especially in like my follow through. Like I'm actually rotating.
Yeah. Your hips are slow. Yep.
But then again, if you're like comparing yourself to.
All right, how do I speed this video up?
Pretty easy. What device are you using?
iPhone.
No, you're probably gonna have to put it on the computer. There's probably some online website that'll do it for you. You know, it's not. Look, it's very easy to speed things up because basically, let's just make up a number. Let's say there are 1,000 images that make up this video.
Right? Wait, I think. What do I do on my computer? I just sent it to you on my Telegram computer.
That's right. If there's say it's gonna be like 24 frames a second or something, right? But if it's like just pretend it's 25 frames a second. If there's a 10-second clip, there's 250 images in that, right? So if you slow something down, there are no additional images. So if you slow it down, it looks really jerky because it just jumps from image to image and it's delayed, right? But to speed something up, you shorten and you remove a lot of the images. So speeding something up is very easy because you're removing something, but slowing something down and making it look still okay kind of can't easily be done because there are no new images to put, no frames. So speeding up is pretty easy. You'd be able to do that on your own computer. You can do it in QuickTime if you're using Mac. Are you on a Windows machine?
Yeah, like a Google.
Yeah, just Google, just do a Google search and there'll be some online service. You upload it and then you'll like be able to choose.
See if my friend ChatGPT can do this for me.
It'll be able to tell you how to. Just tell it what device you're on.
This thing is the go. Yes.
GPT?
Yes, upload the video and I can speed it up for you. If you have a specific speed in mind or custom speed, let me know. Okay, let's see.
Ask it what frames per second, FPS, the video is that you've uploaded. Here, is it on your phone?
Yeah, send it to you on Telegram.
I know that here's you should just be able to like slow it down on your phone in the actual raw file, in your Photos app. It's stuck at like 4% or something. It's not showing.
Listen to me. I'm sending you my swing, Tim. Not a very good hit, but I couldn't find many things. I have like a million videos of my dad, but there's very few of me. No one ever records me, so.
Yeah, no, that's the fun thing.
This is crazy. This does it. It just said 2 or 3x speed, or if you want a natural looking speed for the swing, it's a natural looking speed.
Successories, that's what that shit's called. Do you ever remember that? Like, what a vibe that stuff is? Like, you're a paper man, you like quality stationery, don't you?
I do love.
Take a look at that. How wild is that? For a time warp.
You sent me something?
Yeah, take a look at that.
Oh yeah, you sent this to me. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Lou needs to send that clip. Or he needs to see that clip. Whoa! What the fuck is it?
Oh shit! I didn't see Cynic was in here. I didn't see him. Why didn't anybody tell me?
Does he play golf?
He said, "Let me smoke Tim."
I only like girls smoke me, bro. Bro, how big is this file? It's still not done. Okay, here we go. I just canceled it. Restart it. Have you seen? Someone was making a comment. Have you seen? Who is in the room? Actually, my phone's on the windowsill. It's on charge. Who's in the room?
No, he left, but I'm seeing if he'll come back.
No, who is in the room?
Oh, Danny and Rick and John.
Ask ChatGPT. Rick, the easiest thing for you might to be able to do is, you see when you edit the slow-mo video, there's like 2 additional little bars you can see where it slows it down. So it should be like normal speed and then it enters a slow mo, basically. And you can adjust the bars to basically remove the slow-mo.
To remove the slow-mo?
Yeah. Because all it's doing is slowing it down. It can just play it at the 120 frames a second or whatever it's recorded at. It can just play it at normal speed. It's intentionally slowing it down. Because, see, like yours is like a minute long, but it's like fucking most of this it's just waiting around. You can adjust the clip so it's just your swing that's in slow motion.
Right.
But you can only do it really, maybe you can do it in the Photos app on your desktop, but you can definitely do it in the phone.
Right.
Guys, ball strike. It's like the most important part, in my opinion, of the game, ball striking. Like, it's probably, realistically, it's getting off the tee, but I feel like that's the obvious most important. I mean, it's honestly, it's fucked up. It's all important. Chipping's important, putting's important, getting off the tee is important. Like, ball striking really is the most, like, for me, if I'm striking the ball well, I don't really care about anything else.
I don't know. I've come to appreciate, even just retrospectively looking back, because I haven't played since before COVID. It's a sin. I need to fucking pick up my clubs. But to me, if I really need to focus on putting, because it would sicken me getting onto the green. I can get on the green at 2 in some par 5s. Like I have that in me, and then to like
you know,
like the 3-putt after getting on the it's just like
I've done that.
It's like
3-putt
it's
par.
so yeah, but it's
you know whose favorite part of his golf game is a 3-wood on a par 5 going for it in 2.
Bryson?
No, Rico's brother.
Oh right, really? I love the 3-wood. I love the 3-wood of the rough because it's kind of, if it's a good course, the rough kind of is like, it's almost like it's a P, right? It's like, it should be like, I don't know what the cut of the grass is, or the you know, if it's the fucking Augusta grass, or what was it, St. Augustine or some fucking grass. But it's like a totally different cut, and it's like sprung up, right? So like you can really easily get under it, as if it. So I don't know. I love my 3-wood.
Yeah, we gotta get Rico's bro on the app or something. He's a pretty good golfer, but can't put it together for 4 rounds. He always makes mistakes. It's mental. I don't know because I don't watch, but like he was outright first place in the lead on after the first round last week. He played flawless, and then he kind of just like wasn't able to even closely maintain where he was at. So, you know, he's a really good golfer, but he's got to figure out how to limit mistakes.
Yeah, that's mental.
It's a real thing. Like once something starts getting into your head, you know, then it's like it just cascades, right? And it's like 1 error, and then you're like, "Fuck, that was stupid," and then it's like you're actually making the next error more likely, and you start stacking those on top of them. It's very hard to get back to zero, get back to, you know, where you were at the beginning of the round or wherever. And then, although it is amazing where you can have like a couple of shitty holes and just play flawlessly, and that there's like just a sense of momentum. You know, I get a sense of like it's getting away from me, and then I pull it back, or like, you know, there's just a sense of like momentum when I'm playing that, and if I start playing badly, then it's like I completely lose it and it's gone. It's like I know the round's fucked. It's very hard to recover.
Listen to me.
Who's in the room now then?
Same individuals. Rick, John.
Have you seen Rico's just photo of his swing?
No.
No, look at
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
No, okay,
but tight as fuck.
Okay, but what's hilarious about it Right? We're all thinking something, right?
What are you guys talking about?
Go look at his PTR.
Is it still up?
I don't know.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Rico Bosco. Is that Rico?
Apparently so.
Okay.
No, am I the only one that's got a follow?
You mean like the tilted foot?
No.
Well,
Partially actually. Yeah, I did.
Is it the fact? Let's see.
No, it's immediately obvious if you notice, but don't worry about it.
It doesn't matter. It never did.
What library's that?
You like that?
I find the Windows machine incredibly offensive.
That's libraries for you. Libraries in the United States.
Yeah. Well, no, that's libraries. We had two different computer labs or whatever in school. One was Mac and one was I don't know, some generic fucking. Oh, do you know what they were called? RM. And you only ever saw them in schools. But Windows machines, RM. Computers. The hell? Desktop computers for schools. That's a different logo. RM PLC, it's a British company specializing in telescopes to educational organizations. Oh, it's the same company. Dipshits. In your school, did you all have your own unique username to log into? You could log into any computer in the school.
Yeah, but I mean that was a long time ago, bro.
Oh yeah. But they were fucking dipshits, right? Do you know why? Because there's obviously they've set up like a network, so you can log in. It's like just a client. You just a remote client you can log into anywhere. But every machine locally still had an account called administrator, and there's no password set. You just hit enter. So I used to just log in as administrator, and the administrator didn't have like the filtered web browser, then whatever Internet Explorer, what the fuck it was, and you could just do whatever you want. I don't know. So it was fun.
Jesus.
I fucking hate Windows machines though. I bought a black MacBook, like an actual MacBook, not a MacBook Pro, a MacBook. Yeah, I've never used a Windows machine since. So a long time now. I fucking hate Windows. Is that the course that you have the office view of?
No. Actually, that's a different course. But I posted that photo just to show you. Notice that the back is contoured.
Oh yeah, to the side. That's
the side.
That's what I mean. God, Rory's is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah. Because he has the strength and that flexibility, and that's really what I mean by just how tight I am in the waist. Wait to see how just right what I was thinking.
It's really a thing to watch them play live.
Here is a word. I don't even know how to spell it. I've never written this word in my life. Let's see if, yeah, there you go. Amazing.
Really amazing.
Let me tell you. I wouldn't have made any comments if it wasn't for that last line.
It does look like a week.
Let's see. I don't know if this is ever a thing.
Oh shit. See, Rick, that's nice. See, Rick leads with his hip.
Oh, the swing.
Yeah. You totally lead with your hip. I still got to work on that, man.
Did you get it to speed up?
Yeah, that's a little meh, but it's solid.
Looks like a well-maintained course.
It's pretty good. I'll call your backswing a little like short.
Yes.
Like there seems to be power being robbed there, but like that looks like it was a good hit.
I think.
How tall are you, Rick?
How tall? Like 5'8", 5'8.5". I feel like when I go back and when I focus on going 3/4, it seems like it goes the full way. So I do think I have a shorter backswing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you've like another 45 degrees of an angle to club.
My drive goes far. My irons do not go far. And it makes no sense. Like a good drive, like I could pipe one, like, I don't know, 260, 270, 280 sometimes. But I hit like a 7-iron, 160. It makes no sense.
Are your clubs the right? Have you had them like?
So that, no, I don't have fitted gloves, no.
I know. I suppose for more time than I've not. I've had a fitted, just slightly longer shafts. But like it made a world of difference. I found. And you know what's really funny watching you watch Bryson's channel, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Watching him, like, did you see him try to play with these like Costco Kirkland clubs?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Bro, okay, well it's amazing, right? But like even, in fact, did you see him try to like the Tom Brady one where they're like, or maybe it's on Tom Brady's channel? That's so weird. Tom Brady's not a YouTuber. Anyway,
he was great.
Yes, he was a bit preachy. I didn't like it in general. Although that course isn't really shit. It's like meant to be really expensive. I had to look it up. I was like, I don't know. I didn't like that course they were playing, but it was so funny watching Bryson trying to outdrive Tom Brady, not using his custom club for him, right? Which is a totally different degree or something. I don't know what it is. It's like a different. It's like 10.5 degrees, or I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's something unique for him. So Bryson tried to use a normal off-the-shelf club, like it totally fucked him up. So it's just how important clubs suited for you as an individual can make a difference, you know? Or even like going to the Costco ones, how much like it was affecting a pro. Although Joe was also amazing. Did you see where he tried to go and break the course record on a public course?
Yeah, he didn't get
and
it.
Like you've seen him nail amazing putts, phenomenal putter. But when the greens and the course is such bad condition, there's no fucking way. You know, like
Actually, what he says the professional courses are easier because they're in such good condition.
100%. And I've been fucking spoiled rotten because, like, in certainly where I lived in Portugal, the courses are fucking phenomenal. You know, I couldn't imagine playing fucking. I wouldn't even want to play a course in that type of condition. That they showed on the episode. I don't know. Because there's one bit where like I don't know if it's on the green, but he chips it and it's like more accurate than putting because he's obviously jumping over all the fucking shit because the condition of the green is so bad. Did you see his hole in one?
Challenge
over his house? Yeah. Did you see the video that he got like a viewer to do?
Yeah, it took him like 5 tries. It's 100,000.
Yeah, what? Did you hear about this, Diego?
No.
You know this Bryson DeChambeau? He did this series where it was like one shot per day, and he was like, it took him like 16 days or something to like get a hole in one by hitting the ball over the top of his house.
I saw it.
He got it on another video. You know, there was some sponsor, and he was like, you know, so they were playing on a golf course, and they were just going up to random people. It's like, you know, beat me for 20 grand, you know, or like play two people against one another for $1,000 or whatever. And then later in the episode, it's like, get a hole in one over my house. And it's like, they started the clock at like 9 a.m. and they were going to go all day, right? And it was like, you know, free shots, blah, 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 as many as you want. You got like 7 or 8 hours. And you get a hole in one, it's 100 grand. Bryson took him like 7 or 12 or 16 days or something. This guy did it on his like 5th or his like 7th shot or something. Right? Like, they thought they were going to be there all day. See, he just did it like, it didn't even take him 10 goes.
Jesus. All right, Diego, T-Robs, John Kitover, they're going to do. We're catching up.
All right, thanks.
Diego, wait, dinner this week? Next week?
Obviously, the weather's terrible.
No,
The weather's terrible. Yeah, I think I could.
I'm David.
David's not going to do it. Why not? He left already. He said he was only here until the day I saw him.
Where's he going?
I don't know.
He's around.
I don't even know where he lives.
He's in Jersey, but all right. Pop in the shower. I'll be around later, maybe, if you guys are still up. Peace.
All right, peace. I'm actually gonna go to sleep early tonight. I'm kind of beat up. I walked for 2.5 miles, which was longer than I ever normally walk, even in California. So,
well, 2.5 miles is getting you beat.
Yeah, well, I also got super sick, so I haven't walked. Yeah.
And the weather not good as well still.
And it's chilly as fuck, yeah. So.
We got like a scarf and stuff.
You know, that's funny you say that. I actually was like, where the hell did they sell a scarf? I need a motherfucking scarf.
See, like a windshield on the back of your neck, and especially if you've recently been ill, like that's.
Yeah.
Stupid shit like that, which you forget about when you're in California.
Yep. All right, T-Robs. I'm gonna boom the room.
Oh dear. You haven't heard anything from your girl again?
Nothing.
That's crazy. Did it mean last Saturday or this coming Saturday?
What?
In the articles that we're reading. Remember, it says something.
I think it meant last Saturday.
Wow. Okay, cool. Right, well, I'll speak to you soon in the room. My phone's on the Wednesday on the charger. No, fucking can't be bothered to get up and look good. Just boom the room.
All right, take it.
Take care.
Room, Erez and I, we haven't been dating at this point for so long.
Hold on. We got
I want the distance, close proximity. Shotgun's last resort.
Yeah, that's, why you need the whole arsenal, I guess. But then, you know what, this fantasy of mine, all the Americans has just come up from the southern border, and then, and they have all the weapons, so I'd be fucked. Anyways, even if I had my...
Do you watch those shows, the Doomsday, I think it was on the History Channel, and they talk about
Doomsday Preppers.
I know, it's like, that's why I said it was light. I'm like a mini prepper. It's like, it's more in my head than spending time doing research.
There you go, James. Come with me if you want to live. The Terminator. I don't let fear get to my mind when it comes to that. But I do.
Get some gold and silver too.
I do. I have some. We have a dry storage, canned goods. We have a big vat of beans, rice. We have things. We rotate all of our stuff. It just doesn't sit there. It gets rotated into our diets.
Yeah, man, that's what I do too. I fucking do things a lot, and I'll always have like an extra something, extra sack, Costco fucking sack of something. I'll rotate it in. That's the way to do it, man. That's like the pragmatic way, right?
That, and I hunt. I go hunting twice a year. Like my buddy in the Santa Cruz Mountains, he goes boar hunting, and he posts all kinds of stuff on IG about how to slaughter a pig and everything, or deer, hunting pheasants.
Honestly, you get a good airsoft rifle, you can feed yourself with squirrel and rabbit and small birds.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Red Ryder special.
Always remember to always drink your Ovaltine.
I crack up because I play airsoft with my neighbor, and these kids that play, they're running like they're playing Call of Duty. They're jumping and they're sliding on their knees, and it cracks me the fuck up.
What do you mean? What are they doing? Like
they jump over obstacles. They slide on their knees. They do dives. I've seen guys break their arms and fuck up their shoulders.
Guess what? Like playing?
Yeah, playing airsoft like they're playing Call of Duty. They're actually moving. They're moving with their guns just like as if you were playing Call of Duty, except there's no jetpacks or nothing.
But they're shooting like projectiles at each other?
Oh yeah, airsoft. It's like it's a BB gun.
Fuck, man.
What kind of pellets do you use?
You mean BBs? We don't use pellets. That would hurt more.
Goggles.
No, what's the end?
Eye protection.
I don't know. My neighbor, he's the one that has the guns. I go with him. I don't have my own equipment.
What are the pellets made? What are the projectiles made of?
They're hard aluminum BBs. They fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And they shoot so fast. It's like you have like guns that look like M4s, and it's just like they're not full auto, they're semi-auto, so it's just as fast as you can pull that trigger.
Get a bump stock on an airsoft, right?
Basically, yeah. I don't like paintball. Paintball's more painful. Paintball, you get more bruises and shit. I've been shot in the face with that. That fucking hurt.
Yeah, I haven't played paintball since I was a kid.
I remember the first time we played, my friend's like, I bet it doesn't hurt that bad. So I shot him right in the chest. He's like, oh, fuck, that hurts. And then he shot me. And I had like welts all over my arm. My mom's like, what the fuck happened to you? I was playing with paintball. That's it. I'm taking your gun away and selling it. All stupid shit kids do. Like, I grew up playing like kids from the Sandlot. That's the truth. I grew up with the Sandlot. I grew up getting into stupid shit, making forts, getting into fights with boxing gloves, dirt clod wars. I did all kinds of crap. So for me, I had an all-American, growing up.
Up in the third eye talking about stuff. Up in your third eye.
Open my... What?
Open your third eye and then come talk to me, man. What the hell are you doing, man?
Conversation with you right now. Let's have a conversation now.
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, what he says. He's like some of the most racist.
That was racist. Never mind. Anyway.
Bro, I wanted to hear what she had to say. I wanted to hear what Library had to say. Can Library finish what they had to say? Stupid black feminism shit. Like, just shut up, bro. Literally, just shut up. It's not hard. It's not hard to just... Hey, Lefty, quit the fucking bullshit, dude.
They stepping doing shit here.
Nigga love being a goddamn woman, man. That shit's
Okay,
crazy.
so how about you want to go live? Like, worry about
You
your...
like to the black feminism
Don't do that. Don't do that, Al. We can't. Don't do that.
Because I think all I want to do, this is all I can do, this is all I'm willing to do. I think that is the maturity level. And the reason is because if he does any performances just to quote unquote make her happy, but in his heart and in his authenticity.
Agreement, and y'all egging these men. Oh, yo, don't do that, Al. Don't compare Lottie to a woman.
But I'm not asking
saying, would you rather be an atheist or a believer of different faith? I'm saying, which one would you prefer to? No shade. Hey,
I had Starburst and Rolos.
Rolos, yeah. Man, that should have turned them.
What you should have done is just like, whoops, oh my God, one of them fell down my shirt. Jeffrey, which one can get it out of my shirt fastest? Let's just, as a game, let's see what happens. You know what? A lot of guys have difficulty like unhooking bras through clothes. Let's have a competition.
Okay.
Actually, last night around 2 a.m. at my time, Clone was messaging me like she wanted to have consultation with. I was like half.
Said about me, and I didn't come from the wild, bitch. You're missing the point. The fuck?
That was racist. Never told me that, by the way.
Right. Well, no, because I used that theme as part to use it because we was at the aquarium in the first damn place. I'm like, they got this big well in that little ass tank. They're like, all right, we're stuck in the house. No, we're not stuck.
Things that take a while to grow in your body and then cut you down. I try to be doomer free, not growing any chinos or. Like a lot of cancers take a while to grow inside, and before they get really problematic, if you could catch them at stage 1, that's like a stage 1A or whatever, that's most ideal.
Reader.
My phone, my mic was muted, sorry.
Okay, Matthew chapter 6. Go ahead and start.
Yeah.
I've done all of the courses, and then I
Big it, just big it, let him loose, big it, let him loose, let him loose.
So that's why I'm just saying.
What you got going?
What score you need, though? Yeah, 17. You can't get that other 17. The higher the score, the higher chances. Because I took the ACT in high school. Okay, so you took it, but you got to take it another test.
The reason I'm going is because it's like my soul.
Okay. A lot of people went to school.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Had to get that up. Imagine believing Anna Julia Cooper, an actual black philosopher. Y'all think everybody gets everything from white people?
To move on from that.
Why do you keep cutting her off?
This is about my point. This isn't even about this dumb nigga. Like, that's what I'm saying. What's going on with it?
Go ahead, DLC.
Can you place an order?
Yeah, can I get a name, please?
John?
Okay, what can I get for you?
Can I get the chicken shawarma pita?
Okay.
And can I get 5 falafel?
How many?
5.
Oh, 5, okay.
And can I get a red sauce?
Yep. Anything else?
Can I get the coleslaw?
A side of coleslaw?
Side of, yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, your total's $15.93, and that'll be done in about 10 minutes.
Okay, thanks. See you soon. Thank you.
Takes from crackers.
Yeah,
I don't
black
accept
people have created entirely different grammars for understanding the inner workings of the world, which are more objective and more truthful because of the social location of black thinking. So it's not true.